All right. So, my name is Aiden Peterson, and I'm here to talk about my Luna final presentation. Um, so, for this assignment, since my last name starts with a P, I was assigned a administrative role, and with that, basically entails how my like. So let's say when Luna is at school, and if she's getting picked on, my role would then be either the teachers slash administrators, principals, people high up in the offices who actually make and enforce these type of rules. Before I get started, I just kind of wanted to talk about Luna, like the actual story. Just give a quick little summary. Pretty much starts off with Regan and Liam. Uh, Liam is two years older than Regan, and Liam at the beginning has a best friend whose name is Allie, who's obviously a girl, and is secretly in love with him, but he doesn't quite get it. Like, he doesn't realize it. He just looks at her as a really good friend. Um, his sister Regan can never have a life anymore because she is always looking after Liam, making sure that he's not getting caught up, he's not getting in trouble, just keeping his secrets. So, but basically, she's sacrificing not having a life for it. Um, she finally asked for favors so she can go on a date with the boy she likes. Liam ended up babysitting for her, but as Regan came home early, uh, someone found Liam dressing up like in girl clothes at the house, and the parents got super mad, fired Regan, uh, made them leave. She lost her babysitter's job, and now she becomes pretty upset with Liam. After that, Liam kind of starts opening up about how she's wanting to come out and express herself as her true self. Liam then later goes to a mall where she is actually dressed in all girl clothes, and this is a big important part because she's never previously done this before. She only goes as Luna at night and secretly in a room, pretty much. Um, so it's a pretty big deal for her, and she had like makeup on, a wig, the clothes, everything. She had everything, and she was walking around getting like a bunch of dirty looks, not feeling comfortable really. Um, So, like, the experience just was not good for her. And actually, after school, he ended up getting bullied by some kids, like, really getting bullied, getting called mean, vulgar names. And Regan ended up seeing it, putting it into it. Um, so basically, like at this point, Liam's fed up, done, just wants to come out as who he wants to be. And he tells Allie. Um, Allie's a little bit shocked, doesn't know quite what to do, but at the end, she ends up just wanting to be his friend at the end of the day. Tells his parents, does not go well. Um, his dad thinks she's mentally sick, has problems. He's not happy at all. Um, so basically, he says that if he's gonna leave, to not come back, to stay. So it's pretty much what he did. Liam left. He went to go stay with uh, another transgender, I believe, in Seattle, Washington, and he wanted to get replacement surgery and ended up staying with him until then. And it basically ends with Regan welcoming, uh like, she's at the airport, and she ends up saying goodbye to Liam, but to hello to Luna. So basically, like, bye to the old and hello to your new true self. So I mean, it kind of ends in a semi-happy way, but relationships were still hurt, lives were still changed. So that's a quick background on uh, the story of Luna. I just wanted to give a quick little synopsis of that. So challenges faced. Basically, Luna, like for the administration's role in Luna, there's not like really great examples of how they intervene or what they could have done. So I'm just going off of like what specific scenarios could have happened and like what derived from that. So Luna arrived around school dressed as a girl. Like one way that I feel like teachers could have helped limit this situation like negatively, maybe just like if they see someone getting picked on, or like they can clearly tell someone's dressed differently, like, and they see that they're getting picked on, try to intervene and just like not let that happen. I know it might be hard because obviously they can't be there at all points, but and it's kind of hard to like how do you kind of teach this right from wrong, especially at like a young age if kids are doing this. So like if it's really young, you can't really like it's hard to tell the little kids to like, "Oh, you can't do that. That's why are you like cuz they have the right to question too." So at the end of the day, it's kind of a tricky situation that they're put in. How were problems handled? Well, honestly, throughout the book, like there were some situations that got solved good, but most of them like did not really end as well as they should have or could have at least. An example I'm giving is in chapter 4. Basically, Regan is kind of in her chemistry class, and there's a boy that she likes in there finally, and he actually finally like someone likes her back, and they're kind of just talking, and the professor is already a mean professor according to her. Like she's always just picking on them and not really giving them any slack. So she gets called out, like an ABS scale, which translates to a asshole behavior scale. So I'm sure she didn't really take too happy of that. Just kind of like maybe instead of calling them an asshole, just be more teacher like about it. Maybe sit them down after class and say it's probably not the best time for them to do it, to talk while lecture is going on. In chapter 11, when Liam was determined to go out in public as Luna, um, this was a pretty big one because I feel like this situation could have been handled way differently. Like if like it was just a normal clerk and she went to go ask him for to like change clothes like for a different color and basically got physically removed and asked to leave because they were freaked out in the clothes that they were not supposed to be in. So like I feel like in that situation you could go get your boss, manager, supervisor, whoever's there, and then they might have a more sensible, reasonable action to take other than just resorting to last resort measures, which probably shouldn't have even been done because it's not right. I found one scenario where someone did intervene and help a little bit, actually. Also in chapter 11, and this was when um, a bunch of kids started harassing Liam, calling him vulgar names, making fun of him. Uh, so the solution was that Regan actually was able to get a security guard over in time, and the security guard just kind of chased them out, got them away. So that's a pretty good scenario that happened where it ended decently for them. Like the kids didn't continue to harass them, and they did not have to deal with them any longer. what about nationally? So it's just kind of like some examples of people around organizations around administrations around the United States that have to deal with this type of topic. The NCAA. So this is one that is tricky because, and I have a slide regarding professional sports as well, kind of in the same regards, but like you can't let a person who was previously a man with man testosterone and build go and, let's say, act in a UFC event, and then so you're a woman for UFC. That it could be actually life threatening because if he gets in the cage and has the significant advantage because of testosterone and muscular build, it could end up really traumatic for the opposite side. So I feel like there's just some things that just cannot be allowed, but there are certain regulations that I feel like could be changed for it. Schools, I found that schools have been probably more pro trans, like supportive of them than not. Like, it's a tricky subject, and I personally don't know if they should be pushing it onto people instead of just having it there as support. But it's definitely something that's being talked about more and more every day. Same thing. This is more just like college life, like elderly, not elderly, but like when you grow up more. Um, like just advice would probably just be discussing it with an advisor and your whoever you're enrolling with before to make sure that you're actually going to a safe and secure place for you that may or may not have hostile mm, people around, to say. Professional athletes. Yeah, this one is pretty much the same thing I was talking about. Like, they're their own entities, so they can decide if like they would allow it or not. You know, they do have like women's are able to play football, but they normally play like the kicker position, and they've actually had some tryouts for that. But transgender wise, I'm not fully certain on how that would work because like the men could just go back whenever they feel like they've accomplished enough in whatever sport they have, become top of their game, retire as that, and then go straight back to normal lives how they had it. So I don't know. It's just it's discretion for each one. So I agree with some administrations. It's just I don't feel as if things should be pushed onto people. But I do agree with getting the idea out there and making sure that people are aware of transgenderism and the effects that they have to go through personally every day. But I don't agree with pushing any idea onto one person. I believe that everyone has the right to their own opinion and their own life, so this would fall under the category of me supporting transgenders doing what they want to do, however, not having it pushed onto everybody else. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening to me talk, and I hope you enjoyed it.